everybody. So we are almost to Third Bridge. Surprise, it's snowing. Why does that always happen to us?
Every time.
But we're going to give you some history while we're here, and then we're going to run some tests and see if we can hopefully catch something paranormal. But stay tuned. Let's see what happens.
I want to give you guys a brief history of this location in particular. So there's been a lot of tragedy here. I believe about 10 years ago, there was actually a teacher who was murdered on this road. To this day, they still have not caught whoever it was, which is very, very sad.
It's really sad.
Also a little scary, knowing that they're still out there. But there was also several car wrecks on this road, fatal. There was one car that this wreck didn't happen at the bridge, but it did happen on the road leading to the bridge. A group of teenagers drove off the side of the road. Car burst into flames. There weren't any survivors. And then on the actual bridge, there was a 2-car crash. They didn't collide with each other. They both just kind of drove off the bridge. One probably drove off, and then the other one probably tried to avoid them, drove off with them. They think alcohol may have been involved. I'm not entirely sure. I believe there was 9 people total in those 2 cars, and I think only 1 survived. And I think they might be a paraplegic now. I'm not entirely sure on that either. But there was also a Indian massacre, which happens on the grounds. A lot of people believe that it's like right up near the bridge. It's actually south of the bridge. But there was part of that massacre which started at kind of the first and second bridge location, where there was a family, and the father had left, and when he came back, he found his wife and his children both all 3 of them brutally murdered and scalped. And then I believe not too far away, the father was eventually found with the same kind of fate. And that happened a long time ago, I believe like in the early 1900s. But this kind of whole stretch has faced a lot of tragedy, a lot of death. But some of the kind of the common occurrences are people hear a lot of like the beating drums from like the Indians. And a lot of people, some say that they're like oil drums. I've heard them a couple times. They almost sounded a little too, it's hard to say because it was very faint. But to the best of my knowledge, there's no oil fields out there or anything like that. And then some of the other claims are you see kind of like a shadow man on like a horse run across the bridge. And if you see him, you're going to die. I've never seen him.
It's so crazy that there's so many stories about this one location, just out in like the boonies of Colorado. It just seems so random. But there's definitely a lot of legit cases that you can research about Third Bridge. What's kind of strange to me is that, you know, when you're a kid in school, there are all these stories about like that one spot. And for me, as a student in Aurora, Third Bridge was that place, you know, all through middle school, all through high school. I heard the rumors about Third Bridge and all the crazy things that happened there. And, you know, when I finally was able to drive, it took me a long time to, you know, get the balls to go out there because I was so young, but I finally did. And it's just so kind of like,
it's very eerie.
It's very eerie to hear all these stories and know that a lot of them are actually very, very true. It's just very interesting. It's almost kind of exciting to be able to visit that kind of like urban legend from school. Krista and I have been out there a lot. Krista's definitely had a lot more personal experiences than I have. There's something out there that really, really drives her to this location. We often
Whether
joke.
it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Whenever we're like, oh, let's do something, we know exactly where Krista wants to go. It's Third Bridge because it's just screaming her name. So we're going to see if maybe we can trigger something while we're out there. I know Krista, like I said, has had a lot of experiences. We're going to see if we can actually trigger one this time when we're both out there. But is there anything else we should know history-wise? Does that cover most of it?
I think that pretty much covers most of it. If you guys want to look up that family that was massacred, it's called the Huntsgate family. I'm not sure how easy it is to Google, but you know, good luck.
Definitely check it out. There's a lot of really cool stories, but stay tuned. We're going to start that test here in just a few minutes. All right, so this first test that we'll be doing is called a spirit box session. So what's going to happen is that we're going to be using this device. We're going to plug it into Krista's stereo, and what it's going to do is it's going to cycle through radio frequencies, and while it's doing so, we're going to be asking some questions, and the intent is for whatever may be out here to use the energy to pull words that are being broadcasted through radio frequencies, or just like putting them together in a way to answer our questions. So that's what you'll be hearing. You'll be hearing it kind of cycle through those stations, us asking questions, and then hopefully receiving a response. All right, we are approaching the bridge. We're gonna go ahead and start sweeping the frequencies with the spirit box.
And of course, as always, we're not perfect. We don't hear everything. So if you hear something that we don't, you know, leave it in the comments below. Let us know.
Absolutely. Oh, was that there before?
Oh, that's the state trooper. Or not?
No, it's just a regular truck. Interesting.
That was the same voice.
Oh God, so shaky.
Yeah, this road's very bumpy.
We need a gyroscopic camera mount. Gyroscopic paranormal. Oh God.
Equipment's flying. Is there anybody here who wants to speak with us? Is there anybody here at all?
How many spirits are here?
Do any of you have a name? I know there's been quite a few tragedies that have happened here. Were you involved in any of them? So this is the actual bridge portion of the road.
Is it safe for us to be here? How do I turn this K2 on? Do I hold down the power button?
Mm-hmm. Is there something here that wants to hurt us?
Okay, sorry. I couldn't get this thing on earlier, and now... Okay. Will not hold.
Well, it's spiking kind of high.
I think it went to 11. What is your name?
So because this is such a dangerous road, we're not actually going to stop right there on the bridge, especially because weather conditions are bad and somebody may not see us until it's too late. We're just going to loop around here. We are approaching the bridge again. Sorry about all the bumps. This road is not paved. Is whatever is here on this bridge have any foul intentions? Interesting. Were you the reason a whole group of kids drove off the road?
Did somebody here slash Krista's tires?
Yeah. Try to get that answer every single time I've come out here.
Yeah, right.
Is there anybody here who's ever followed me home before? Can't lie to me on that one.
Have you harmed anybody driving down this road? Or were you harmed driving down this road?
How long have you been here?
All right, gonna have to enhance that.
Yeah.
Are you stuck here?
Is there a reason that you can't move on?
Oh God.
Terrible at hearing these things.
took the life of that teacher.
There was a teacher that was murdered on this road. I'm gonna go ahead and pause this for a second. And he actually has like a little grave thing right here. You can kind of see right there. But
97 to 2010, that wasn't that long ago.
no, and they never found his killer. So, I mean, that's a little scary.
It's very scary and it's very sad. I hope that his family finds peace and that eventually justice does come to that person.
How old were you when you died? Did I just say 11?
Oh, I don't know. Dude.
I would swear it sounded like a girl going 11.
Fuck.
It's fine. If that was you, can you just maybe try and tell us that one more time? How old were you when you died?
Huh.
Did I just say 11 again?
Yeah, it was kind of close.
Do you miss your family? Your friends? Is there anything that you want us to know? Is there something that you didn't finish when you were alive? Do you ever regret coming here?
Is there something keeping you here? Is there something you want or need?
That K2 is so very active.
Yeah. Usually when I move it around, it stops, but
Yeah. If that's you, can you hold that red dot for 3 seconds?
I've never seen it act like that.
No.
Okay, now it's gone. Just kidding.
2, 3. That just held it for 3 seconds.
That was very interesting.
And now it's just dead. There's nothing.
Was that you trying to use the K2 meter? The thing with all the lights?
Can you light this up to red one more time if that was you? You're almost there. Light that up to red if that was you. Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Interesting.
Thank you. What is going on with it? Nothing.
Do you want us to go back to the bridge?
Light that up to red if you want us to go back. If you want us to stay away, light it up to red.
Inconclusive.
I did ask it to hold it to red for 3 seconds.
That
and
was
it did
really
do.
cool. I've never seen it hold for that long after being asked to.